and fall's coming, winter's coming, fall's coming, winter's coming, fall's coming, winter's coming. Hi everyone, this is Bobby of Knitter's Niche. This is episode number 4, and I'm going to be talking about fall knits in just a moment. First, let's talk about what time of year it is right now. We're still in August. We're in the beginning of the second week of August. You know that cool weather is going to be coming soon. And as knitters, we are always thinking ahead to the next season. All right, I need to start on my fall projects. So those are coming up really quickly. So we're going to discuss that here in just a little bit. First of all, we're going to talk about my finished object, my finished project. It is what I'm wearing. It is the Tip Top Tank by Maker. It's a free pattern, and I had talked about this last episode. I have knit it with Lion Brand's Coboo yarn, and if the title doesn't already tell you, it is cotton and bamboo. I knit it on a US 6 needle, and I'll have to give you a look at it here. And like I said, it's a free pattern. And I knit it on affordable, real affordable yarn. So that is a bonus in itself. And I'll let you take a look at it. It is a split hem tank. It has a little bit of detail on the side, and all that detail is purling here and purling there. And the only thing different I did on the pattern is I did a twisted rib. Ribbing on the bottom hem, and what you need to do with that, and I talked about it quite a bit last episode, is you need to knit into the back stitch, and the next is a purl. And since it's done flat, you have to purl into the back stitch also, and then as you flip it, since you're knitting the hems flat, you are going to continually knit into the back loop and then purl into the back loop. If you didn't do that, then you would just be untwisting your twisted knit and your twisted purl. But I did talk about that a little bit in episode 3. It is lightweight. I did knit it on size 6, and that was not the recommended size. The recommended sizes were a 3 and a 4. This is DK weight, and it is recommended to be done in a sport weight. So I did do it a size larger. However, I wish I would have used, since it's cotton, I wish I would have used a smaller needle. Because what ended up happening is these straps, I would say they're probably half of what it called for to knit them. And then you come together and you do a 3 needle bind off here on the inside to finish it off. Because cotton does stretch, and I used the larger needle. But it's still really cute. But I would have to wear this over something because it does cut down quite a bit here. And I did do a smaller size than what I needed to knit, than what my measurements were, although it is for my daughter. And I haven't given it to her yet, and she hasn't seen it yet, so we'll see how she puts it together. She's very good at putting outfits together. So that was my Tip Top Tank. Again, it's a free pattern. And I also want to talk about some whips I have. I have a couple of works in progress, and you are very familiar because I've talked about this before. It's by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and it is Camisole No. 2. Now, I've had to change what I was going to do, or what I have done. And I talked about that I had used the linen quill, which is Pearl Soho's yarn. I've chose to use this, but I'm using it from what I had left over from my triangles, half and half triangles wrap, which is also Pearl Solo pattern, which is a free pattern on their website. So you should go on and check that out. It's a beautiful shawl wrap. So anyway, what I need to do with this, I wasn't liking where it was showing up the stripe, okay? Where the colors separated. It just wasn't going to be at a good spot on my body, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do, I had to put this on hold because I had to go on their website and I had to order some yarn. And if I would have known when I was recording episode number 3, I would have let y'all know that they had all of their Purl Soho items. It could have been accessories, yarn, everything made by Purl Soho on their website, and probably in their store too, which is in New York, was on sale for 20% off. And I didn't realize, and I didn't know it at the time. So, but anyway, they do this a couple times a year, and they also do sales for 15% off. But the 20% off, I think that's as high as they go on their sales, on their percentage off. So anyway, I ordered another rose granite, which is here. I ordered another one, so I just got this in the mail day before yesterday. And I ordered another color. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, which is up here along with the rose granite. So I'm going to actually take this out, and that's quite a bit of work to take out, but this is just going to have to be a work in progress for a while, because I have chosen to cast on a cardigan that is gorgeous. It is. I'm a plant person, a flower person. A lot of people are. And what's not to love about a flower? So I keep seeing these. There's one called Dahlia, and I've seen a lot of projects that she has that are for little babies. They're the little onesies or the little sweaters, and they have the gorgeous yoke that has the dahlia leaves on it. And I think, oh, it is so cute. My eyes keep going to it, so I went to Ravelry, and I also saw another one that's Magnolia. That's another one that I want to do. And the Magnolia, that I think there's probably quite a bit of difference, but just as a quick glance, you can see the Magnolia has bobbles in it, and the Dahlia does not. So here it is. Let me show you now it's still on the needles, and we still haven't got a lot done on it, but this is it. And this is, look at the stitches on that. The yarn I've chosen to use is a high twist merino. I think that they want you to do a fingering weight and it's either a mohair or an additional lace with it or something. So I chose to do this because I really wanted to see that stitch definition. I didn't want any fuzziness in there or to just take away from that. So of course this isn't blocked yet. Let me just kind of slip this on and talk a little bit more about it and what I'm going to do with it. They show it with the long sleeve, and what I'm going to do is I might do a 3/4 sleeve, and I know I'm going to do probably 10 inches here, and then do the ribbing, the hem. And now it's going to have a ball band coming up on both sides. Excuse me, not a ball band, button band coming up on the inside on both sides. So that's going to take up some of this. And I do still have, yarn here. So everything's fitting very nicely. I'm using a size 7 needle. There is no short rows in it. Here's the back. There are no short rows for shaping or anything. And really, it's falling pretty nicely in the back. And I think with your lace work, it tends to maybe move with you a little bit more. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So this is called the Dahlia, and I'll show you the pattern. It is a paid-for pattern. This is the Dahlia Cardigan, okay? Now she, like I said, shows a long, like here, and then the ribbing here. So I decided I'm going to do it shorter. And what I have used is the Louet Gems yarn. Now, I had talked about this in episode number 1 because I had done the brioche hug cardigan in this, and because I had found the yarn when I was in Florida at a yarn shop, and it was half off. So needless to say, I was going to buy as much as I could because it was only $6 a skein, and it's a beautiful yarn to work with. But this is it. And number 2 fine sport weight yarn, 100% merino. It is highly twisted. It's very twisted. So with these highly twisted yarns, okay, you are not going to get the pelling that you might with some of these other looser yarns that kind of makes sense when a yarn's not wound as tight as another. Just with movement and friction, then it might just kind of ball up and fuzz up a little bit. But even if that happens, there's so many ways that you can work with that and fix that by using a little glean. Is it glean or gleam? Anyway, you run that over there and it just shaves the little fuzzies off. But I'm not gonna have that with this. And even if I did, I'd still take care of it and still use a little glean or gleam, whichever it's called. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. So this is the Dahlia Cardigan. And over here, I have a photo that I printed off of a dahlia. And there are several different types of dahlias, but this is just, it's just showing the beautiful petals of the dahlia. And it's got a lot of the yarn overs that go around here. Now, something else I want to talk to you about. This is charted. It does not have, it's not written out. The pattern is not written out to the lace pattern. So I was reading along and I was reading all the pattern. I purchased it right away. I wanted to cast on, of course, like we all want to. And I noticed on the key, which the key shows this, it means the symbols that are representing what stitch it is in the diagram. So in the chart. So I saw it was a blacked out square and next to it, it said no stitch. And I went, I don't know how to do a no stitch. I'm not familiar with that. I've done charts before, but just a few times. I just tend to stay away from, I don't know why. Because one time I did a chart and it was so much easier than just going word by word. So this one had that on there. And then it also had the number of stitches you cast on. And of course I'm doing my collar and I just did a long tail cast on. And then it's a 1 by 1, knit 1, purl 1. So I did that and did the recommended. So I have my stitches on here and I'm getting ready to do the chart. And I also see that it says in the pattern that the first and the last stitch on my needles are not included in the chart, okay? The lace pattern chart. They're not included in it. So I had to stop and think, and it doesn't say why or anything like that. So I had to phone a friend, as they say, and I've talked about Ruth quite a bit. She's a friend of mine that had the yarn shop back in where I used to live, another state I used to live in, a little small town. So I texted her actually, and I'm like, Ruth, you know, I'm doing this cardigan and it says no stitch in the chart for the lace chart, and I don't know what that means. So she says that is just like a holding stitch, because what happens when you are doing, when you are doing the petal, you don't have the same number of stitches that you're working across from. So, and otherwise you're going to repeat too. So those no stitches, it just means you just do the next stitch basically. So I said, oh, okay. So then I'm thinking, I better ask her about those 2 stitches here on what's going on with that. So what I found out is, which is so smart. I mean, a lot of smart designers out there, I will say. The reason she did the stitch here and the stitch here, extra stitch on each end, is because it's not going to interfere with the charted pattern. Okay, so all you do is remember that there's always going to be an extra stitch at the beginning and it's always going to be knit. There's going to be an extra stitch at the end, it's always going to be knit, because she wants that edge to be there. So when you come back and you pick up for your button band, you are going to have a clean line. Not only that, you're going to have a clean line and it's not going to pull at the design where certain areas you've come in further because of the way the charted motif is, okay? Because you've added that extra stitch here and here, so when you pick up on that button band, everything's going to be smooth and just look really, really, really nice. Have such a nice finish to it, which is what we all want. So this is the pattern, and the designer's name, here we go, is Lene, Lene, Holme, Samse. Okay, Samsoe, excuse me. Now here on Ravelry, it's all lowercase. It's Leknit, all one word. Leknit on Ravelry, which is her website here. So this is the Dahlia Cardigan, and like I said, she has like a summer weight sweater, short sleeved. I guess you could call it a tee with the Dahlia motif. They're all called Dahlia, and there's quite a few of them, and the baby ones are just gonna melt your heart when you go on there. They are just precious, just precious. I don't have any more grandbabies that are going to be coming, so I don't have any little babies to knit for, unless maybe some of my friends might have some grandbabies coming up. But you know, I'm getting old enough where I'm past that phase in my life, and moving on to the next with my grandkids as they get older and go through different phases in their life, which is a joy too, such a joy. So this is what has inspired me. And one other thing has inspired me to get into this lace knitting. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this for this fall. I want to have, you know, I like color work, but I really want to see texture. I tend to go toward that. I just find myself liking that. Like, even if I'm shopping, I always find myself liking, you know, this is texture. Now, this has not been blocked, obviously. So when it is blocked, it's going to come out and come down a little bit. Like I said, we'll do 3/4, I'm thinking. And then I want to come up with something else to put here before the ball, before the hem, the cuff. I want to come up with something maybe I can add to that. Maybe I can add just one of these there. Yeah. I'm going to try to figure that out. Okay, and then we're going to, like I said, I'm going to make it shorter. Maybe hit me about where this is. Okay, yeah, that would really be cute. Yeah. Okay, so this is not the first motif or chart that I've used. Like I said, I had done a test knit, and it was called, oh, I'm trying to think how far back that was. It's been a year, I'm sure. Seems like all my test knits have been a year. It's Autumn Poplars Cowl, and it's by Megan Lynn. It's a paid-for pattern, and it's a cowl. And I did it in Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted with needle size 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter. And it's so nice. And it wasn't, I know I'm always saying this, everybody, it wasn't difficult to do, but when you look at it, you think, oh my goodness, this person's got some knitting talent, because it looks really difficult. Now I have it here, and you know what I've decided? I've decided that my ranunculus is always going to be my model. So here she is, my ranunculus. She's back here, and she's wearing my Autumn Poplars cowl. So I'm going to get this off real quick and show it to you. Here. Okay, here it is. This is nice. It's been blocked, and like I said, it was Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted, and this is it. It's one leaf going into the next. Isn't it beautiful? Now I have this as being the top right here. And I think you could probably do it this way. No, this way. This way for sure. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this on real quick. Here we go, the Autumn Poplars cowl. This is it. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Now I chose to do, she had two different lengths on these, two different sizes, and this is the one that I had chose to test knit for her. It didn't take long. It was a nice quick knit. Well, actually it's a wider one. It's this one here is the other size, and then this is the one that I chose to test knit. Again, it's by Megan Lynn, Meganlynn. Now, let's talk a little bit about the yarn. Knit Picks has some really very affordable yarn and lovely colors. This is beautiful color, just beautiful color. The thing of it is more of a rustic yarn. Now, me sitting here with this on, it's prickly on me. I did make mention that I have a tendency to have some sensitivity to it's 100% Highland wool. So yeah, it is itching me right now. And I have given it a bath with a wool wash. I've done that when I blocked it. So I think I'm going to do it again and let it soak. And I think I'm going to let it soak maybe a half an hour. I'm just going to let it soak and take a bath and then come and lay it out on my mats and let it dry. And because it needs some softening up for me to be able to wear it around my neck, because it seems to be around my neck is where I really feel it more than any other place. But it is beautiful. The color is gorgeous. I want to say it was called bronze. Now, this is on my Ravelry page. I have several projects on my Ravelry page. My Ravelry name is capital B, okay, it's all one word, Bobbiknitsit. Bobbiknitsit, all one word, but it has a capital B, and the rest are all lowercase. And you're more than welcome to go on there and look and be able to see the items that I've shown you. And I talk a little bit about them. Mostly I just put the information in there because it was required, because quite a few of them were test knits. And I knew I'd talk about that a lot. But test knits have caused me to grow and to do things, like I said last episode, do things that I never would have done. And because I know I'm going to have support there. I know I'm going to be able to immediately get an answer from someone, because there's several knit testers, out there doing this at the same time with me. So I know there's always help there. So that was my Autumn Poplars cowl. And one other thing I want to talk to you about is hanging back here. Now, this was a test knit again that I had done, and this I am rating my favorite test knit ever. I mean, I cannot tell you how gorgeous it is. And here's what I've done, and I've talked about this before. Go on Instagram, #testknittersneeded. And I must have been pretty darn quick saying it, because I requested to do it and she said okay. Now this is it. This is the Milo Cardigan. Isn't it beautiful? And she also has one for youngsters. It's called the Little Milo Cardigan. And isn't that gorgeous? Her name's Miriam, and she's from Germany. Let's see. This is done on bulky weight, okay, which is number 5. And what I had used, I'm going to put it on here in just a minute and I'll let you see how gorgeous it is. I had used Cascade yarns, Cherub Chunky. Now, the Cherub Chunky, I think the Cherub Chunky is the same. Oh, doesn't even say on here what weight the yarn is. It requires a US 1011 needle. It's 55% nylon and 45% acrylic. And you have to understand about, I guess there's just different levels of acrylic. This seems to be just a premium acrylic that this has, and there's nylon in it too. And your, like I said, your ratio, what did I say that was? 55 nylon and 45 acrylic. And it says color 17. So but there it is. And I had bought this. There is a needle point and cross stitch, and they do tatting and all different things in this gorgeous little lake town that I live near. It's such a cute little town. All these beautiful little, you know, brick building little shops, and she decided that she's not gonna carry yarn anymore, and we just moved here. So it's in an adjoining town that we live in. And so I went in there, and everything, it was half off. So I bought all she had in this color because I just signed up to do the Milo Cardigan. And boy, did I get lucky. Because really, okay, here's how much, and I don't know if they're still the same price, because there might be a difference. These are $5.50, excuse me, $5.60. So, I mean, what was it, $3 and something? Yeah. So I bought all that she had, and I am going to put this on. Here it is. This is the Milo Cardigan. It's beautiful. It has cables going clear down the sleeves. I made my sleeves a little bit longer, so if I want to, I can put them down like this, which who doesn't like to do that? Oh my goodness, I just love it. And here's this. Now, this is reverse stockinette. Now, I know some of you might, that are newer knitters, okay, let's look at it up close. All right, so you might think, well, it looks like garter. Well, no, it's not garter stitch. It is the reverse. I'll show you here. Here's your knit stitch. And this is just the opposite side. So this is knit. How cool is that? This is knit. And we're just the back side. And here's what I did. For the bind off, I think it's the Ginny, is it Ginny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. I did that here. And I also did it on the bottom, the hem. But look at the nice, oh goodness, I'm gonna put some shots in here so you all can see how it's longer in the back. And well, let's take a look at the pattern. The pattern shows it here, how it's longer in the back than it is in the front. But this is the best. The only thing I had trouble with, which is no big deal, which is totally me, is what I had done. Here's my biggest suggestion for this, and please, please, please do this, which you probably wouldn't do. It is probably just something I did and I should have known better. Okay, I actually stopped, I want to say, in here, whichever side it was, here, and added another ball of yarn. Well, what ends up happening on this reverse stockinette, then you got to come in here, and then you have to figure out, you know, okay, here it is over here, right here. So you might see a little blub. I tried my best to do that, to sew those ends in. But here's the thing that you can do, which is so obvious is, what do you have here? Well, you've got your cable. You could hide it in your cable. So you could come in a little bit and then do it there, and nobody would know, be the wiser. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna make another one of these. Fall is coming. These textured knits are gonna be what we wanna wear and what we wanna make, and you know, what we wanna have laying across our laps as we're knitting them. Just, you know, put your little hands in there, and fall's coming, winter's coming. So this is my inspiration for this episode is the Milo Cardigan. The Milo Cardigan. So it's it's M-I-L-L-O Cardigan. They're again the little Milo, and these are paid for patterns. It's charted and it's worded. Okay, so which you can't get any better than that. To have it charted at the end worded. So the only other, and I did bring this back in, this was the brioche hug that I had done. Of course, this is a, that I done as a test knit that I talked about in episode 1. Then this is another textured knit. So, you know, I'm not going to talk anymore about brioche because that's all I've done the past three episodes. But this is lovely. I've done it in the short sleeve, really because I ran out of yarn. And it is also done with what I'm doing, the Dahlia Cardigan. This is out of this world. It's adorable and beautiful at the same time. So I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited to get it done. I just constantly am knitting on it. And what I had done, like I said, this is it's only charted. There's no words. So what I did, I thought, I don't want to have any trouble with this. I don't want to forget the knit one at the beginning and knit one at the end of each row on each side. I don't want to forget to do that. So what I did was I went to the symbol, which I really can't show you the chart because it is a paid for pattern. But what I did was I went and I wrote out. It didn't take me very long. I wrote it out, you know, knit 3, whatever, purl 3, whatever, you know, and that. So, because it's not difficult, you don't have any crazy new stitches. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. This is, look between the petals. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it looks like almost a vine, and it is but it's not difficult. It's nothing you haven't already done before, more than likely. It's just the way they put those stitches together and what you do with them, and that's what you get. So, bravo for the Dahlia. Bravo for the Milo. Bravo for the brioche hug. This has probably been one of my most favorite, what I want to say, my most favorite projects that I have finished, my completed projects. Because like I said, I love texture. I love just the feel of it. Just the feel of it makes me feel good. To have that squishiness on my body just makes me feel it's comfort. You know, let's just admit it. We all need some comfort, don't we? So I would highly recommend any of these patterns. And like I said, if you hunt around, you can find some very inexpensive yarn. Go in your stash. You've probably got some. You could make this striped if you wanted to. That might be kind of cool. You know, it'd be neat to do. Have your cuffs a different color, and then it really didn't take me very long. I don't remember how long exactly. As I look back, and like most things, as you look back, you think, well, that wasn't so bad. But sometimes when you're in the middle of something, you think, is this ever going to get over with? But I never felt that with this project. I was, you know, hyper aware that I'm going to have to get this done in a timely manner because it was a test knit. But I think you would love this Milo cardigan. And I think if you've got a young one that you could make one for, you could have a mommy and me, grandmommy and me, or whatever. I mean, it's actually unisex, I would think. I wouldn't think that it would go one way or the other. And you can even stop, you can make it shorter. But I'm going to put some pictures in here and let you see how it looks on me. And you can see how long it is. And it's longer in the back, so it's pretty cool. It's really cool. Thought I would come back, when I came back, I would tell you about an acquisition that I had made. This is the Rosewood Pink, the linen quill, and it is 50% Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. Now, the Highland wool, which was what I had made the poplar cowl out of that I had showed you earlier, that one really does make me itchy. This doesn't at all. This doesn't at all. But like I said, it's also got alpaca and linen in it, but there's 50% fine Highland wool, 35 alpaca, and 15% linen. And this is the other one that I had gotten. And this is when it was on sale that I had gotten these. So they just came in, like I said, they came in with the rose granite And the rose granite is one of the colors that's in my my wrap back here, my half and half triangle wrap. So this is what I've gotten. This is the, isn't that beautiful? It's almost, it's not red. It's not mauve. It's almost, it's not rust color, but it's very fallish. So I'm gonna have to find a real special project to do this in for fall. So that's what I'm gonna be thinking about. And I also wanted to talk to you about a future, this is something fun to do. With fall coming up, harvest. This is called the Fall Harvest Charm Set. And this is by Susan B. Anderson. And who doesn't know Susan B. Anderson? And this is it. I had purchased this, and I want to make this into a garland. I don't know if I'll do all the different little items here. It's acorn, pine, a pine cone, acorn, a pumpkin, acorn, a leaf, and I think that might be another little acorn over there. I would like to make this and just do a garland and have it hanging here so I can show that, you know, fall is here and I can have it for decoration. I also thought about with the leaf, I think I could do it with the leaf if I had some bulky yarn. Bulky yarn, and have them big hanging up here or at my mantle downstairs on the fireplace. So I will show you. I'm not going to show you the top part. Well, it's just telling you how to take care of them and how to felt. There's some felting you can do with those too. And I think the pine cone must be felted. So this is what she's talking about up here. But it just shows you the different leaves. Of course, the oak leaf would be the acorn. Okay. And the maple leaf is for the leaf that she's representing there in her knit pattern. I just think it's really nice. And pumpkins, I have knit pumpkins, and I will be bringing those out and showing you what I had knit. And I had found a pattern. It was just on YouTube, and I just watched and wrote down. I don't think she has it written down. You know, you can put the wording in there in the video. I don't think she had it written there. I think I was just watching what she was doing and wrote it down. And I made several of them. I've given a bunch away. People just see them and they're like, oh my, can I have some? I'll buy some. And it's like, no, you can just have them. I've given several away. So here's what we're looking forward to, everyone. We're looking forward to fall, to cooler weather, doing our textured, comfy knits, our Milo cardigan, our Dahlia cardigan, which she's back here. And just, you know, really getting into the warmness of knitting. It warms my soul, it warms my heart. It just gives me good feelings, and that's what we all need. We all need that comfort, that softness in our life. I'm going to end this podcast by saying thank you so much. And also, I want to let you know I'm going to be having a drawing. And I'm going to have a prize that is so nice. But here's what I need for you all to do. Go ahead and subscribe. Please subscribe, because if you're a subscriber, then you're going to be able to get into this. You're going to be able to enter, not now, but when I hit 1,000 or more, which I'm so close, 1,000 or more subscribers, then I'm going to have a drawing for a prize. And it's a good one, you guys. It's a really good one. I thought, you know what? I appreciate everybody so much. I'm going to really give them something nice and a chance to win something nice. So again, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments and liking, and please, please, please subscribe. I want you all to have a chance to win this prize that we're going to be offering as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully I'll get that after this podcast is aired. So I appreciate you. And remember, go out and knit the day. Never give up. Just pursue these new projects. If you see something you like, then you're more than likely going to finish it. If your eye keeps going to something, knit that item, knit that project, knit that garment. It's calling to you. So y'all have a great weekend. Weekend's coming up pretty quick here. It's Thursday, August 11th, and I'm actually filming. I usually film on Fridays and then edit on Friday, but I thought, I'm going to go ahead and film a day early so I can spend more time on editing, because I'm still learning how to do that. If any of you have any tips, one thing that I'm having a hard time, I know how to link something under my drop down there in the description, but I don't know where to find the link on someone's, like if I have a designer on Ravelry, I don't know. It's not coming over right anyway. I know how to copy and paste. I understand how to do that. That's no problem. So I'm working on that, and I'm hoping to have more. Definitely need to get that figured out on the description part, because that's important for everyone. That's something that I look for when I'm watching a knitting podcast, is I want to go down, and I always do that drop down and read the description, and then I scroll up to see what they've got, their links at the bottom there, when they say, I'll just link that in the description. Well, I need to do that too, because I want you all to be able to have quick access to what I've talked about, and just click on it and it takes you right there. So there again, let's give this one more try. I'll end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, subscribe, like, comment. I want you guys to be able to win something, but I've got to get 1,000 subscribers before I can have that contest. So you can enter it. Give me a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll be seeing you next time. Now, my next podcast my next episode is still going to be in August. So we really need to have our ducks in a row on what we're going to knit for fall. So everybody, that'll be your assignment. Go through Ravelry, books, magazines, however you usually get your patterns, and decide what you're going to do for fall. And let's be ready. Let's be wearing our fall items. The 2nd, September 1st comes, put them on. And you know what? If it's still hot outside, wear them in the house with the air conditioning. I just left my Milo cardigan on. I'm upstairs and I've got the air conditioner going, so it's cool up here, and I'm going to make sure I'm not chilled, because my husband likes it cool. And that's one reason I like cardigans too, is they take more time, because you got that purl side that you're working on. Well, not that one, but the Dahlia, I'm doing that purl side, and it does slow me down a little bit. I'm a continental knitter, and it does slow me down a little bit, but they are great when you are chilly. You're in the air conditioning, and you want to put it on to keep, even if the air kind of blowing on you will make you a little colder, even though the room's not real cold, but feeling that air blow on you. So I put a cardigan on. I get hot, take it off, cold, put it back on. So anyway, have a good day. Have a good weekend. I appreciate y'all so much. This has been so much fun, and I hope you're having fun. And I will see you next time. And like I said, it'll still be the end of August, but let's get out there and get ready and get our fall knits going. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.